Hello YouTube, it's Gresnick, and I am back. I was just gone for a week. I'm back, it's fine. And I came back with a Jaidenanimations upload. Lovely. As always, like and subscribe to Jaden and myself, and let's get into the video. I'm excited, it's been a while since Jaden uploaded actually.
One time I was at an arcade and saw someone with an Ari bag, so I went up to them and said, "Hey, I really like your bag." She turned around, looked straight at me, and said, "Thanks, it's from Jaidenanimations." Oh, cool. And then I just walked away.
You can't be that surprised when you're an animator, so it's not like they ever see your face really, except for like if you go to like a con or something.
Because I didn't know how to salvage that interaction without being weird about it. As someone who has somehow amassed big number on YouTube website, you'd probably expect me to be recognized fairly frequently when I'm out on the town. I do definitely get recognized here and there, but given that almost all of the content I've posted is me in cartoon form, it's much less than you'd think. I don't really expect to be recognized unless I'm going somewhere that attracts people who are more online, such as conventions or Hatsune Miku concerts. Of course, I've been in plenty of IRL content on other people's channels, so it's not like no one knows what I look like, but that barrier has given a bit of cushion on how often people will notice that Jaidenanimations is in their vicinity. The majority of my fan interactions are very positive and follow this general flow. Are you Jaidenanimations? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah. Alright, thanks, bye. It's simple, it's streamlined, everyone's happy. Of course, not every interaction goes like this, and naturally, people always want to know about the outliers, the bad interactions, the weird ones. Any freaks out there that you've met Jaden? I'm lucky enough to be able to say, you guys are pretty normal. There's not really any single experience that comes to mind when people ask me that, so thank you. Gold star to every single person I've met in my entire career so far. However, I do have some funny stories I've collected. Like one time, Jacob and I were sitting down at the Toadstool Cafe to film for their video about Nintendo Land when this one guy walked by and recognized Jacob. Oh my gosh, are you Alpha Red? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Yeah! You know, everything's going as per the script. At this point, I piped up and asked, "Would you like me to take the photo for you?" And as I said that, Jacob and I both saw that the guy suddenly recognized my voice, and therefore, me. Now knowing there were two YouTubers at that table, he started to ask if I was Jaden, but mid-sentence realized that if he was incorrect, it would look a little tiny bit racist. You know, you can't always just assume the Asian girl with Alpha Rad is Jaden, even though 90% of the time you'd be correct. So he ended up pivoting halfway through to cover for the mistake, which ended up like this. "Would you like me to take the photo for you?" Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but who are you? Of course, we knew what he meant. I say I'm Jaden, everything is fine, we all take a photo together. But being able to see the line his brain took in real time was so funny. It's one of my and Jacob's favorite stories.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of what happens when your entire channel is animation. Unless if people watch videos that aren't from your channel that you are in, they aren't really gonna know what you look like. I mean, they could always go to a con, I guess, but I don't think most people do that, really.
Because he meant so well. Like, I completely understand what happened. But also asking, "Sorry, but who are you?" to someone offering to take a photo. I would love to meet that guy again and just tell him how much we loved that interaction. Dude, if you're out there, I hope your Toadstool Cafe food was good, because ours wasn't. There actually have been times, though, where people have thought they've run into me and were just wrong. I've seen tweets tagging me like, "OMG, just met Jaidenanimations," as I'm currently sitting at home looking at a photo of some poor random Asian girl. When we were all on tour for Scribble Showdown a while back in Chicago, James and Emily went to go look at the Bean, and James ended up getting recognized. While he was talking to the group of people, one of them saw Emily and went, "Oh my gosh, it's Jaden!" James—
That happens, I've heard. I've heard that happens rather often.
Immediately starts
Where they
laughing
get
his
mixed
ass
up.
off trying to correct them, but somehow wasn't clear enough because when they were all taking a photo, they were like, "Jaden, get in front!" Another time, when Jacob and Joe posted a video of themselves playing Mario Wonder in a GameStop, at the very end, Joe turned the camera around to the girl filming and said, "Are you Jaidenanimations?" The bit being it was our friend Sarah Moon, who is not me, but has been called Jaden by confused viewers in the past for really no reason, but still,
Funny.
hundreds of people in the comment section of the video still thought she was me anyway because Asian girl. Then, to poke fun at that situation, a while later they asked me to record them playing Mario Kart in a round 1, and in it said, "Huge shout out to Sarah Moon for recording this video," as the camera panned to me. And you'd think people would catch on to the joke, but so many more people were like, "Okay, I thought that was Jaden in the other video, but was afraid of being racist." Not realizing they're still not getting it. Sarah and I genuinely look nothing alike, but just pointing at one of us and going, "Jaden," will convince hordes of people in comment sections without fail. It's like casting an inescapable Jaden spell. On the opposite side of the coin, I was in San Diego for TwitchCon last year, perusing the San Diego Zoo with some friends. Honestly, to hype it up a bit, the San Diego Zoo is awesome. I legit went there 3 times during the 3-day event, which, to the math nerds out there, means I went to the zoo more times than the actual convention. Anyway, someone ended up coming up to me with an "Excuse me," that I registered as I was being recognized, so I turned around, expecting the typical fan interaction. "Sorry to interrupt, but are you Amaru?" I was stun locked. It threw off my whole script and I accidentally blurted out, "Oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just Asian." And the guy didn't really have anything to say about that. He just went, "Oh, okay, thanks." You know, it was a nice little dose of humble for me, though. I got a kick out of Emily and Sarah being called Jaden, and now I've been struck by the Amaru hammer. Look, I'll be the one to say it, though. None of us look like each other. We're just Asian women on the internet, and not even the same kind. So yeah, if you ever think you see your favorite Asian creator in the wild, make sure you double check. Sometimes I can tell people are secretly Googling me before asking for a photo, just to be sure. And you know, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I didn't mean to go off on this whole tangent about people accidentally being racist. I'm sorry, there were just a lot of instances of it. We can get back on track now. The very first time I was recognized, not in like a convention setting, was in a random Target. I was walking down an aisle chatting with my friend Kelsey when someone passed by, backtracked, and came up asking, "Are you Jaden?" Now this was back in 2017 when I had significantly less content showing my face, so I was completely shocked and not prepared. I was in ugly house clothes, no makeup, hair wasn't washed, literal bridge dweller, and was in the middle of my first public fan interaction. Apparently they recognized me from my voice, which is nuts. Some people have told me I sound exactly like how I do in my videos, and others say I don't, so I have no barometer on what I actually sound like. The person was super sweet. This isn't like a crazy story or anything, but it's special in my mind because I was so embarrassed and unprepared for it, mentally and physically. This next one was when Jacob, Captain Kidd, and I were in Hawaii for Pokemon Worlds. We'd all just arrived at the event and were checking out all the fun decorations Pokemon set up. Since all of us have made a good amount of Pokemon content, a lot of Pokemon fans were were recognizing us and asking to take photos.
Oh, cool.
A well-intentioned mom ended up taking notice of how much attention we were getting and asked us what we did for a living for all of these people to be coming up to us. Jacob explained we were YouTubers, and she lit up, saying her son watches a lot of YouTube, pointing down at the young boy hiding behind her leg. In an attempt to connect with the kid a bit, Jacob asked what YouTubers he watched. I like Mr. Beast. Seeing a way to make the kid excited, Jacob pointed at me and said, "No way! Did you know she was in a Mr. Beast video recently and won?" Instantly, the kid jumped up. "You know Mr. Beast?" "Well, like, kinda. I've talked to him before, but..." "Will you tell him to give me $1 million?" First of all, hilarious situation to suddenly be thrust into. Second of all, now that the kid was suddenly not hiding behind his mom's leg anymore, we could see he had a giant gold chain around his neck, sporting a framed PSA-graded base set first edition Charizard. Little dude, do you know how much cash you've got around your neck right now? The card was graded like 9.5 as well. I have no idea where he got it from. Like, you always see those "can you give me $1 bajillion" comments on Mr. Beast stuff, but it was surreal to witness it in real life. Like, it's real. Gold chain
so
Charizard
funny.
Mr. Beast kid has been cemented in my memories, and he didn't even know who we were. Also, for the record, after I won the Mr. Beast cube, my emails were an absolute wreck of random people begging me for money. "Can you give me money? May please get some money? Hi, JD." Not my name. "Just 10K, thank you." Heart. Someone straight up sent me a PayPal invoice for $10,000 with no message attached. Just an outstretched, grubby
Can I
hand
have
in
some
my
of your
inbox.
money?
Guys, I didn't win any money from that thing. You can stop emailing me. We gave it all away to various artists all over the globe to support them through their art school.
I remember
which
that.
was an incredible opportunity, and I was very happy to support artists, and I wish them all the best of luck with their degrees. But stop emailing me for money! Gosh, I don't even want to know what Mr. Beast's DMs look like. One time my phone screen died on me, not my fault, so I had to take it to a repair shop. This was unfortunately during a time when my car's driver's side mirror was smashed, my fault. So I also had no street legal car to take me back home while I waited for my phone to be fixed. Needing to kill 2 hours, I ended up sitting in a nearby Burger King equipped with my Switch to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure and an iPad as a second monitor to watch YouTube videos. I almost made it the entire time with no issue, but like some sort of pathetic Scooby-Doo villain, my plan was foiled as a nice girl came up to me and quickly said, "I really like your videos," before walking back over to sit with her friends. Now, the interaction itself was completely fine. I'm just embarrassed at what
Were they? They didn't even. Huh? What if you were like the wrong person? Or like
it looked like on her end. Internet personality Jaidenanimations sitting completely alone at a single seat table in a random Burger King. No food in sight, just a table covered in devices like some sort of 27-year-old iPad kid. She didn't even let me explain my situation. She just said hi and walked off. So, kind girl, if you're out there, or even still a fan, it wasn't as pathetic as it looked. It was pathetic, but it's not that bad. I was just passing the time. Please resubscribe. I feel like I lost you that day. Speaking of unfollowing out of shame, a couple of years ago, I went with some friends to my first furry convention. The furry convention isn't the shameful part, though. That itself was great. The actual shame began when my group wanted to check out the 18+ section, mainly out of curiosity and entertainment. I sheepishly followed them in, and just as I was thinking to myself, man, it would sure be unfortunate if I got recognized while in here. Oh my god. Are you Jaidenanimations?
Oh god!
Yeah. So admittedly, there's a single photo out there of me, a fan, and a very colorful background. Quickly moving on from that one, this story is by far the most I've ever been recognized out in public in my entire life. There's probably a teeny little slight possibility I curated it myself by accident, but it was when I went to a Hatsune Miku concert in California. The community somehow has caught on that I like her, and said community was all right there in one spot. Before the concert, I was getting recognized like every few minutes, which is very not normal
you go to
for
a
me,
Hatsune
but,
Miku
completely
concert
fine.
and
I
get
don't mind
noticed
at all.
more than her.
Eventually, everyone was led into the venue. I was meeting a few more people inside. Then the lights went down, and we all got to enjoy the concert as per usual. However, when the show was over and the lights turned back on, everyone rotated 180 degrees to head to the exit, which meant people could see my face again. We would make it a few steps forward, get stopped, then 3 more people would come up, and I'd suddenly be against the wall. All while my poor friends just had to watch it all happen and wait for me. For the first time ever, I needed to figure out a way to get out of there, or else I would have been taking photos with the entire concert audience as my friends withered on the floor. Sarah put her big hoodie on me, another friend gave me their sunglasses, and suddenly, I vanished. No more Jaidenanimations. Poof. She was gone. The Clark Kent strategy actually works. Sarah and I quickly headed to the exit, swishing past unsuspecting Miku fans, and it wasn't until we made it all the way to the parking lot where we turned around and realized we were alone. I was successfully smuggled out, but the downside was the disguise was so overly effective, even our friends didn't know who I was.
Oh, no. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, putting on or, like, taking off glasses can make you look so different. Me with and without my glasses, I look very, very different. Because my glasses make my eyes look so much bigger than they are.
Anymore. At least now I know if I'm ever in a sticky situation, a simple hoodie and glasses is really all it—
I mean, especially if you have a hoodie with the hood up, honestly, even that without the glasses is pretty effective.
Takes. I will no longer be making fun of Superman's public disguise. Dude knew what he was talking about. Despite all of these stories, if you ever see me in public, please don't be afraid to come up and say hi. I'm more than happy to meet you or take a photo. Again, basically every person I've met who watches my videos was absolutely wonderful, these stories included, and I promise I won't make a video about you if you accidentally say something a little awkward. Unless it was really funny and the world needs to know. Also, I can tell when you recognize me, I've essentially got a spidey sense for it by now, and it's more uncomfortable for both of us if you just stare at me for 30 minutes and then leave. Please, just say hi or something. It's okay. I'm lucky to have such a normal and kind group of people watching my content, and I do really enjoy getting to meet you guys. I guess if you were to take anything from this video, make sure you know it's actually me. This is not me. This is not me. This is not me. I'm this one.
Jaden and Marichu don't look anything alike, and they're the only 2 of these people that I've watched any videos of, if they do have videos. They don't look similar.
That helps. Man, it has been quite some time since I've done a good old classic story time.
Yeah.
What is this, 2016? The fact that I really only have lighthearted funny stories to share and not really any bad or scary ones.
I mean, we still like
people
them.
who watch the videos is a huge testament on how kind and—
I like this one. This one's nice. I like the fan art at the end. It's very, very lovely. Well, as always, like and subscribe to Jaidenanimation and myself, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!